Can I get a mic check? 212, brother.
Yes, this is Mr. Michael Check, reporting for duty, sir. Michael Check.
Mr. Michael Check. We have 2 seats reserved for you.
Of course.
Prepared to blast off into the galaxy of good vibes. Are you ready, sir?
I was born ready.
Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. 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 It's time!
All right.
I love humanity. I think it's great.
It's all good, man. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
Stick around.
And with that being said, we are blasting off into the galaxy of good vibes. In approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hamm Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Hamm. And if you're new to the show tonight, couldn't be more happy to have you. And you showed up for a fantastic night, needless to say. If you're new to the show, to preface the show, we're about 3 things here: good vibes, great people, and glorious stories. So if you're into that, we always appreciate you subscribing, giving us a good old review wherever you listen to your podcast. And let's get to the show. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a man who comes from across the pond, and I am lucky enough to call him a rugby brother, a great friend, and a long time fantasy football enemy. He has the work ethic like none other. He is an excellent blacksmith who is continually perfecting his craft each and every day. And he is just the definition of a good man, the one and only Mr. Marcus Appleyard. Let's give it up, ladies and gents.
Thank you. I'm here all night.
Marcus, it's great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Feeling loose. Feeling
Are you ready for the Bills season ahead?
Oh, mate. Sky's the limit. Week 1's always the best week. You know, you come in and you think, like,
nothing but high hopes.
You're going to go 17-0. You're going to win the Super Bowl. Like, every team, or every team with a chance. Oh, well, okay. Let's, I was saying every team with a chance, like, so, like the Bills, the Packers, maybe, or some of the top teams. Yeah. Not necessarily the Cowboys. Maybe the Cowboys are going for like 9-8, maybe. Something like that. But optimistically, probably more like 8 and 9.
I mean, let's save our attacks for down the road in the discussion.
Well, you've said all these nice things about me now, so now there's no reason for me to be nice anymore.
Fair enough. I used up all the niceness in the tank.
It was a little bit much. But it's okay. I appreciate it. Now I can only disappoint.
You know what? I mean, I like the mentality. But to be honest, brother Marcus, all of those things are very true. And I mean, where to start? Brother, since we're on the topic of NFL, please. What do you believe is going to be the Bills' regular season record for the year?
I don't see us getting less than 13 wins. Personally, I think...
Do not see it being possible.
No. Although, I will say the Cole Beasley stuff made me a little bit nervous. Like, I would have picked up Beasley fantasy-wise on every one of my teams a lot earlier, or at least looked at him a lot earlier, were it not for this COVID stuff. Because I know people say, like, the vaccination stuff doesn't matter, but realistically, like, I think it will come into play at some point in the season, and that terrifies me. Like, the Bills are finally in position to do something and really, like, contend for the Super Bowl. And I'm concerned that this is going to be what...
Are you saying they need Beasley?
I think absolutely we need Beasley. He got 1,000 yards last year just as the backup.
I love to see it. I didn't know he got 1,000.
As the relief fella, And he the last...
I mean, he's a Cowboy legend in the slot position.
The last 150 yards he got was with a broken bone of some kind. I'm not sure where it was. I think it was the leg or the ankle or something.
Probably.
But
I mean, he plays through anything.
But he was
He'll
playing through
have
that.
an
And
arrow sticking out of his chest.
What
And
I
he'll
love is-
just keep playing.
Right. And I love that the coaches let him play. Like they knew that was a goal for him and they weren't so precious with him. They were like, okay, you know what you're doing? You're a grown-ass man. You understand the risks that you're taking in doing this.
Yep.
But we also know how important getting this 1,000 yards is to you. And we also know how important you are to this team and getting us there. So, if you getting 1,000 yards gets us a step closer to the Super Bowl and you're okay with it, you're not upset or, injury, increasing that injury or exacerbating that injury isn't a concern, then freaking play ball, man. Enjoy it.
And that's the thing. Cole Beasley sets that standard every week. And that's why he's such a essential team player. I mean, he did it for the
100%.
Cowboys for 6 years.
Yeah.
He has some of the most nastiest grabs. I mean, he puts OBJ's one legendary catch to shame with that behind the bucket snag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like every week with Beasley is a highlight reel in terms of just like the snatches he gets and the tight windows.
You know what? We're giving Cole Beasley a shout out right here, right now on the good old Hamm Planet podcast. Cole, appreciate you setting a standard for a hardworking, elite performer and just a warrior.
Absolutely. And go check out his albums. They're pretty good.
Oh yeah. What's
I don't know how good they are. I've listened to one of the songs. It was all right. He's an NFL player rapping. He's not a rapper playing in the NFL.
True.
Does that make sense?
I mean, you love to see it though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man's got to hustle. He's got to have an exit plan whenever he does get out of the NFL. And I think music's probably it for him. That's his plan anyway.
He could he step in to be the next Eminem? What do you think?
I don't know how good he'd look with no hair.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I think that's the limiting factor there. I think if he shaved his head and really went 8 Mile, spent some time in Detroit, maybe after the Bills, which I don't wish that on anyone.
Yeah,
at least of all Cole Beasley. But if he did that, yeah, maybe. I think then he'd have something to rap about.
Absolutely. I mean, they're both savages, and they're both, of smaller stature, but still beastly.
Absolutely, and they're both, fighting in a game that people would probably typically count them out of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Marshall Mathers does not look like a typical rapper from the 90s.
Far from it.
And Cole Beasley doesn't look like a typical wide receiver in the NFL.
Far from it as well.
So yeah, no, they're both unique in that regard.
They are two great people, brother. Scooting and booting right along. So our prediction, just to verify, was 13-3 for the Buffalo.
13-4.
13-4 with
17 games in the season.
What do you think about that?
I don't like that it's an odd number. I didn't think it would bother me, but it does. There's no 8-8 teams anymore. Like 8-8 is like the epitome, that's the Tony Romo team. I hate to say it. I hate to do it. They should have done better than that, but that was like the epitome of the Cowboys, like in the 2010s.
Have you ever seen the Cowboys Super Bowl versus the Bills?
I've watched both of them. Yes.
Okay, bro.
Both of them.
I mean,
That's why I'm getting my kicks in now.
I'll leave that there.
Right now.
I didn't see him live, but
no,
I sure as hell have seen him on YouTube 20 times a piece.
Yeah.
Good days. I mean, who knows? A Dallas Cowboys versus Buffalo Bills Super Bowl is highly likely, in my opinion. Highly likely.
This reporter believes.
I mean, what's gonna stop us? Our offense. We got threats at every angle. We need our O-line to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Our defense. Mike is in the mix. All linebacking core is healthy. D-Law is looking better than ever.
I think the defense is going to be the issue. I think Micah Parsons is one man, but I don't think it's a good sign that
we got Dan Quinn though.
That's true, but I don't think it's a good sign that Leighton Vander Esch is like already a backup to Parsons.
He's not.
He kind of is to Parsons though.
No, they're the starting three.
Yeah, but he's not the number one. Parsons has come in and is the number one already. Is that not a concern at all to you?
to me, I think our linebacking core, if healthy, can be elite.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. If they're all performing at that level, yeah, they're at the level that they should
Yeah,
or are capable of, at least.
Absolutely.
Then I agree. I agree they could be elite. I don't know about your rush, edge rushing.
well, we got D Law.
Yeah,
There's
you've got
no
one.
laws with D Law. D Law's a perennial Pro Bowler, soon to be Hall of Famer after we win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, I love D Law. He's swagged out too.
I wish Stephon Diggs' brother good luck as well as a cornerback.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs.
He's the guy who just gave a haymaker to Metcalf on that touchdown
Yeah,
last
he
year.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, you love to see it? Question mark.
Absolutely love to see it. Brother, that was one of the most satisfying plays I've ever watched in Cowboys history.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a beastly play for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he got dusted. He got downright dirt dog dusted.
Absolutely. And that's DK Metcalf. That's a bad mamma jamma.
Right. And just catches the ball, starts walking into the end zone, and pop, boom.
Right in the kisser.
Right. The ball goes right into the stands, honestly. He gave it a Conor McGregor haymaker.
Yeah, he did.
And he sent that thing north, and it was a safety.
Yeah, he talked about that on Hard Knocks, punching the ball.
It was out like his defining moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had a little bit where they were putting on boxing gloves, and he was talking about punching the ball. You just get one clean hit, and there's no one who can hold the ball, kind of a thing. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big part of it, but he mentioned it.
I mean, that's one of the key traits any defensive back needs in play, is being able to
Disrupt
punch the shit.
Yeah.
What's his name? Penny. I'm blanking on his last name, but there's a guy who's known, Penny Tillman, known for just the most beastly haymakers from a cornerback.
Is that like Pat Tillman? Is that his nickname?
I think so.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. He was a badass.
I think we're thinking the same guy.
I think so too.
Brother, we love the NFL talk.
We do.
And I would just like to go ahead and throw out my Dallas Cowboys seasonal prediction.
Please do. Yeah,
for a regular season record.
Okay.
We're gonna start here. Maybe we'll circle back to our playoff true predictions.
Sure.
At the end. But we got the Cowboys going 11-6.
Okay.
11-6, and starting out hot. I think we're gonna get a win against Tampa Bay and good old.
You think so?
Good old goat man Tom Brady. I think it's going to be a 10-point Cowboy win.
Do you think he starts slow? You think that's the reason, or what do you think? What do you think is the defining moment in that game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cowboys. Cowboys are coming out hot. Yeah, Dak's going to be coming out hot.
Gotcha.
Which I love Dak. I mean, a lot of people are critical of him, but I love that.
If that happens, if they win that first game,
yeah,
I think momentum-wise, that could carry them to 11-6. I could see that. If they lose that game, I don't see them going more than 9-8 or 8-9.
If we lose the first game,
yeah. If you lose that first game, I think momentum-wise, I think the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy, I think he needs a win. Like he needs. I mean, you guys have been spanked in the preseason, and it's preseason. You know, you're not playing Zeke, you're not playing Dak, you're not playing any of your top players, but every single game was kind of a spanking in one way or another.
A preseason doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean,
having said that, it's not fun for anyone to lose 4 games in a row.
I agree. I agree that it's not beneficial. It's detrimental, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it just affects their perception of Mike McCarthy. Is what I mean. Really more like the faith in Mike McCarthy and him saying we've got to go out there and we've got to win, and then you lose 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
you got to get a win at some point. Otherwise, it's like, okay, you keep telling us we need to win, and we're doing what you're telling us to, and we're not winning. So
yeah, you know, I like McCarthy. I like all the analytical, statistical analysis and crazy science stuff that he tries to incorporate. I like it. I respect it. But I mean, the guy doesn't get you fired up. The guy doesn't make you want to go chop wood. The guy doesn't want to make you rep out 600 on deadlifts.
Certainly not.
The guy doesn't make you want to go to war.
No.
Mike Tomlin, he can do that.
Absolutely.
Belichick, I don't know how he does it, but he does do it.
Yeah, they go out to war. That's for sure.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson always comes to mind as well.
I think with Belichick, it's more of he gives you so little that you're desperate for his approval. It's almost like a negging thing with him, I bet.
He's
kind of like
biggest mystery man.
Yeah, James White, that was a cute catch and run for about 17 yards. It would have been nice if it was 25. That's kind of what some of your predecessors did. But 17 yards is cute. And so James White then goes out and he's like, well, I'm going to hit 25 on the next one.
Yeah.
Or, Brady, you won 5 Super Bowls. It would be cute if you won 6, though. 6 would be kind of cool. Like other people have won 5. 5's not that big a deal. And so Brady's like, okay, I'm going to go out and get a 6th.
Yeah, and I'm going to go get it on my own.
Right.
And he solidified GOATness by doing
100%. 100%. I hate to say it, FTP for Pats, but Tom Brady is.
You don't want to.
No. But Tom Brady is truly a master of the craft. There's no denying that at all.
I mean, you got to respect the man.
Absolutely. Despite the fact that he sits when he pees and he kisses his son on the mouth.
Tough.
Yep, tough. But respect to the man.
I mean, the man. Why sit? I mean, that just never added up to me. You got brothers out there. If you do it, sure. Don't want to know about it, but I don't know.
His son's a little old for it, maybe, but people show affection in their own ways. I'm definitely a kisser and a hugger. I'm a touch, like in terms of my love language is touch for sure. So I don't know how it's going to go, but I don't see myself kissing my son once he starts looking like a boy man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the same page.
Not on the mouth, I'll kiss him on the head or whatever. But.
Oh yeah. I mean, whatever Tom Brady's doing, it's working. Simple as that. I mean, when it boils down to it. The guy's got it figured out.
Are we talking about Giselle right now? The one thing he's doing? I'll tell you what, she is working. She works hard. She makes more money than he does. You know that?
I heard she makes like 5 times as much as he does.
She is a super model.
I bet that's. But from what I've seen and like watched about her and her business career, she's like crushed it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like didn't just get lucky, which I'm sure she's a huge factor of what gets Tom Brady fired up every day.
I'm sure.
Bro, if I woke up every morning being like, damn, my wife makes 5 times more than me and I've already won 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah. I mean, that was me before I started shoeing horses. That was me. I was like, man, my wife is making bank. I'm struggling to get by. We gotta change this up a little bit. I gotta help out a little more. Gotta contribute.
Brother, speaking of that, what made you want to go into shoeing?
Well, I was working in special ed, and though that is very rewarding, it is an incredibly challenging job that takes a lot out of you every single day. And
no denying that.
The pay is honestly, it's disgusting how low it is. You get paid. The stipends they were giving for like unemployment. You get paid half of what you get paid for unemployment to do that job every day. So like, why would anyone do that job when like you're only doing the job out of the goodness of your heart kind of a thing, which, I love to do it. I did it for about 3 years.
Which is, I mean, that's who you are. You're right. You're a good-hearted man.
But realistically, I started after about 1.5 years. I started really burning out and finding it more and more difficult. Like it was taking a lot out of me to keep doing the job. So I wanted soul search. I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I knew it was just one of my stepping stones in my life. So I spent a lot of time soul searching, kind of thought about the things that I really, really want out of a job. And I know I always wanted to do a job that I loved. So it never felt like I was working a day in my life in inverted commas. Obviously there's no one who doesn't feel like they're working at some point in their life, but so, I was just thinking, and like working with my hands is a really big thing for me. And I like history and things like that. So like the blacksmithing side of it really, really appealed to me, like medieval history and making knives and swords and stuff. It was always cool, forged in fire and all of that. But I also love animals. My sister rides horses for a living back in Sweden. So that appealed as well. So it just kind of put 2 and 2 together. My family had actually mentioned it before I even went to university. Maybe like I would like to do that. And I was like, I don't really want to work. I don't think I'm going to give university a try. When, university in America is on the table, you kind of like that's as a young English lad.
Absolutely.
That's definitely an appealing opportunity to try out.
No doubt. Well, the thing is with what you've learned is it's a it's a very specific skill from
Mhm.
at least from what I have learned about it, is that it's something that will stand the test of time because of the craftsmanship that goes into it.
Absolutely. I don't believe that they will be able to make a machine that can shoe a horse as efficiently as a person can with training and experience. And so like and
It's really from what we've talked about today and previously about it, it's really an art. I feel like to it,
100%.
a beastly art where your traps and your seps and your tries are just getting huge while you're hacking at some steel that you
Big
just
forearms.
dipped into a fire.
Mhm.
And you know, there's an art portion to it, a creativity portion to it,
Absolutely.
which I think is awesome, brother.
Yeah, when you're trimming
I
a
love
foot,
to see it.
when you're trimming a foot, you're trying to create a shape that you can forge into a shoe easily. So the better you can see that shape in that, like that's available to that foot, and the best shape that foot can be, and the better you can execute that, the easier your shaping of your shoe for that foot is going to be.
Yep.
And so, you know, if you can't see that, then you're going to shape that foot in an ugly way that will make it harder for you to shape the shoe to fit that foot. So yeah, artistry is absolutely a huge element of horseshoeing, and developing an eye for it is a big part of it.
Brother, so one question I have is, when you create the shoe for the horse, does that keep their hoof that size?
No, the hoof will grow, and
The hoof grows. Okay.
Ideally,
I don't know if I was the only one out there wondering that.
So,
but just needed clarification.
Yeah, I mean, at least the way I was taught, a horse needs shoes either when there's a lameness issue that needs to be like corrected with, like adding angle that the hoof doesn't naturally have, or it's in simplest terms, a horse needs a shoe when wear exceeds growth. Okay. So when the horse is trashing the foot faster than the hoof can grow, then a shoe protects that foot so that the foot can grow out, and so the horse isn't like walking on sensitive structures. So that
allows the horse to move at much faster paces if they're protected, right?
Well, just comfortably. You know, if they're walking on sensitive structures, they'll go lame.
It's like being barefoot and just fucking walking wherever.
Like if you're walking around the house, you don't need shoes,
right?
But if you're walking in the mountains,
yeah, you probably need some.
You probably want some protection.
Sneakers on,
right? So it's just like
Keens.
That. Yeah, absolutely,
brother. Keens, you know about Keens?
I do not know about Keens. Damn it! Tell me about Keens.
Keens are the most utilitarian shoe built for all activities in the world.
What do they look like?
They are a sandal with a thick athletic bottom.
Interesting.
A rubber toe.
Okay. And
then they're bounded with waterproof leather, and then it has a string that you pull and
okay. So they
like that.
They look a little bit like those
kind of like they look
water
like
shoes.
They kind of look like water shoes, okay. But they're they got a little bit more protection to them.
More durable, a little bit, because I mean, like water shoes are really just for windsurfing or whatever, that kind of a thing. Water sports.
You can wear these doing anything above 30 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They're big time dad shoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely say the reason I own them is just
Hattie,
because of the dad swag. I mean, it's a true thing that affects certain dads more than others, maybe, or some get bad dad swag.
Is that your excuse for the bum bag?
The tactical fanny pack. Yeah. I mean, that actually didn't derive from that, but I mainly love the fanny pack because I don't have to have anything in my pockets.
I was actually, coming here, I was actually thinking, like, this is actually a question that I've been trying to, like, as a farrier, I work mostly with horses, so I don't really have a lot of people to talk to. So when I have when I'm meeting up with a friend, like all of these crazy thoughts, shower ideas that I have come into play. And so I was thinking to myself, man, I have my phone, I have my wallet, I have my keys. Yep. I usually have my little
pocket
box
knife
with the headphones in it, my pocket knife, like all of these things.
Yep.
And they get I don't have space in my pockets for all of these things. And also I hate carrying these things in my pockets. And so I was like, what is your minimal absolute minimum that you take with you. But then I saw you with the fanny pack today, the bum bag, and I thought to myself, oh, well, actually, that just answers that question. You just carries it all in that, and that's super convenient, easy.
Everywhere. And I love it. And I've said this previously on the pod, but I will happily say it many times again. The fanny pack stores all of my essentials safely and securely, which allows me to have the ability to karate kick anyone in the face tactically at any time, which gives me confidence walking around.
Also a good excuse not to wear skinny jeans.
Yes. And I just don't like jeans.
I have to work in jeans as they're the most durable
I like
attire
overalls.
available. However,
I like tactical pants.
it's so hard for me to find jeans that fit my ass. I'm just going to say it.
I'm right there with you, brother.
I am a 31, like between a 30 and a 32 waist. And I'm buying 36 waist jeans because my ass otherwise is not taken into account.
Brother, I can relate.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact.
I think all rugby players, or most rugby players can relate to that.
It's a genuine
Absolutely.
issue that is just
I don't understand why
shitty.
no one has figured it out. You know, they call it athletic cut, whatever they just.
well, there's some companies figuring it out.
I'm sure there are some,
There's
but
just
not ones for
just
working
now.
jeans. That's the problem. Like I need durable jeans, not like comfortable jeans.
right. Yeah, you
That's
need
the
ones that
difficult part.
can get shot with a 9mm, and the 9mm bounces off and deflects and takes out whatever it was coming from.
They either need to be that durable or they need to be cheap, so that I can buy lots and lots of pairs of them. Because that,
So you can-
I
you
can
just-
replace them.
You just get some $5 overalls and maybe just
See, that's what I rock. I do rock the overalls sometimes, but when you're forging,
Oh, I love
sometimes it
overalls.
hangs away from you and it gets in the way of the tongs as you're swinging a hammer.
I feel like one big thing with overalls is you got to wear them a lot and wash them a lot for them to fit how
Yeah.
you want them.
Oh yeah, for sure. The
'Cause-
first time I wore them, they did not fit.
Yeah, it's a full denim, just
Oh,
suit of armor.
full denim dream.
It's a dream. It's a beauty. And with that being said, ladies and gents, we are going to take a quick commercial break. How we doing, good people? It's your boy, Commercial Break Peter, here to tell you that we are scooting and booting right along in the episode. We appreciate you for staying tuned. We love you, and we hope you love the rest of the show. With that being said, we're back to the show.
Gosh, I wish I liked the aftertaste of whiskey.
Who fucking does, mate?
I don't know. Somebody out there, surely.
You got to be a fucking rat weasel to
Aye.
enjoy that. Piss off the tongue.
Got to be a true nutter.
A
Probably
true
some Edinburgh cunt to enjoy fucking whiskey.
fucking whiskey.
Scotch.
Edinburgh cunts. Oh, nothing greasier than an Edinburgh cunt, laddie.
True. It's all the babby they're eating.
Oh, the babby will get ya.
Absolutely. That greasy fucking babby after a day at the fucking pub. Drinking their grim scotch. 2 years old, maybe younger.
Maybe.
They like them young over there.
They like 'em young. They like 'em cheap. They like 'em dirty.
Absolutely.
I can't do it, laddie. I think
Can't I
it's
either.
too greasy for me.
Absolutely.
I fucking love it. That'll be a soundbite for the ages.
That would be perfect. If we were recording.
We've been
Shit.
we've been going for about 5
Fucking
minutes.
nailed it, lad.
Nailed it. Oh, brother, we've been going, and we've been going hard.
That's the dream right there. This is just, this is, I've got sunglasses off, cap turned back, giving you true Hollywood real right here. This is real shit. This is
This is real
Marcus
shit.
Appleyard uncut.
This is
Pre-circumcision. This is like at birth. Know what I'm saying? Uncut.
uncut,
Uncut.
which is the best version of Marcus because,
That's true. I've never been better than when I was born.
well,
I'm fucking with you.
I just
You're
meant the Marcus in the blood,
good. No,
body,
that's
and
true. That's
flesh.
true. Me being me is a lot better than me trying to be someone else. That's I discovered that in college pretty early on. I was like, there's no point in being anyone other than you. There's no
And it's I mean that's a very like blunt, clear way to put it, but it's right. I mean, it takes time to kind of learn who you are and what you want to do.
And you know, like it takes a while to be brave enough to do that. You know, like I think a lot of people are scared of people judging them for who they are. But I think like the second you realize that what they think doesn't really matter, ultimately, like it's how you feel about yourself, and if you're comfortable in your skin, then you're going to live your best life, and you're going to be much, much happier for it. It's a lot easier to just tell the truth and be yourself than to try and make up lies and hide who you are.
Spot on, brother. And I feel like one thing that's super rewarding is when you do what you genuinely want to do and you're passionate about it, and you know, you go about it in a way that is driven by helping others.
Oh yeah.
And finding the perfect balance of that, you know, is a battle everyone faces, but it's a beautiful thing.
For sure.
When someone can do something they love that helps other people.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a dream, baby.
Right. I mean,
that's it.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that you kind of learn as you grow up too. Is just like
you can still shoot straight in there.
Oh, for sure. We still. What do we?
How was that?
What do we lose? Headphones, I think.
Oh, fanny's leaking.
Fanny's leaking. Can't have a leaky bum bag. That's just bad news for everyone.
Those are my Chinese AirPods. Got them for $13.99.
Heck yeah, brother! I got the friggin' Beats Pro, and it's a waste of money. I'll tell you. Bad news.
I love the AirPod Pros. I don't know if
I wish the Beats. I mean, like I like the Beats Pros when they work. They just disconnect like semi frequently. Like I don't know, probably one in every 5 times I use them, they disconnect in one way or another. It's like a minor inconvenience, but it's annoying enough. Like if I'm building shoes, I don't want to be taking out my phone in between heats and going like, oh, let me just disconnect and then reconnect. I just want to listen to music. Like,
absolutely agree.
I don't want to touch it. Dude, it's annoying that I have to sometimes.
It's pain. Like that's
and it's not them running out of batteries. It's literally just disconnecting and reconnecting, and it's on whatever device. It doesn't matter if it's my wife has the exact same headphones and she has the exact same issue. So it's not like a one-off.
They're programmed to basically self-destruct, which is a sad thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like so that they could they're replaced.
Well, there's about 80% of electronics are like.
They want them to deteriorate within a year.
There's a portion of the engineering that goes into it that knows that this is only going to last this time frame.
Right. And then after that, if you get anything more than that, then you're lucky because like realistically, we want you to replace the product after that. Yeah.
And I mean, is it greasy?
Absolutely.
I mean,
is it the way that capitalism works, and is it how people make money? Yeah. Like you don't make money on making a product that lasts 100 years.
One person makes a shitload.
Not even though, because you sell each product once, or like if Apple only went off the first iPod sales, they'd be bankrupt by now.
They would.
You
think about how far Apple's come since
I was thinking about that the other day.
iPod clip-on.
The Nano?
The Nano. Oh, yeah. The Nano was sick. Dude.
Absolutely. Mate, I had one of the original, like the very first iPods with the... I still miss...
The ring.
I miss how good it felt.
The top 25.
Yeah, but like swirling my thumb around that circle.
Smooth like butter.
Oh, man. That was like crack. And there's like that clicking sound when you do the like...
They've got some crack characteristics over at Apple Corporation, I think.
Absolutely. R.I.P. Steve Jobs.
Honestly, who doesn't love Steve?
Who doesn't love a good turtleneck?
I mean, the guy was a beauty.
Absolute hero. Rocking the turtleneck and the glasses for years on end. Just doing the work in the summer.
The guy would be in the middle of June with a 100% wool turtleneck to the nines up to his gizzard with his glasses on, giving speeches in Austin. Just sending it.
And tell me,
you gotta respect the sauna integrity.
Absolutely. And tell me one time in which you saw him sweat. I'll wait. Man never sweat.
Never sweat.
He was cool as a cucumber, or as the new iMac available in any Apple store near you.
Yep.
Sponsored by Apple.
Are we?
Should be.
Yeah.
We aren't yet, but we could be. Apple,
Give me a ring.
pay attention.
We're using you. Well,
Absolutely.
we're
We're promoting you. We're promoting you at the very least. We might not be using you yet, but we could be if you gave us some products to use, and we could promote you further.
Keep that stock going up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep making my boy Pete some money.
Well, Apple's a staple.
Right.
Apple, Amazon, Google. They're gonna rule.
I feel like there's like stuff like Nike and stuff as well, aren't they? They're pretty consistent.
Nike's up there.
Yeah.
Nike is like the king of the shoe world.
Right.
There's a king in every sector.
Right.
I mean, who's the king in the horseshoe world?
That's hard to say. It's right now.
A craftsman's
Well,
game.
I mean, typically England in terms of like
country?
internationally, England kind of smokes most of the competition. There's a competition in Stoneleigh, which is in England every year, which is like the big international competition that everyone aspires to go to, that all the national teams go to. And yeah, England usually smokes that one. But in terms of in America, the WCB right now, I think Chris Money Madrid. Money is his nickname.
He's the shoemaker.
Yeah, he wins. He wins a lot. He makes and they call him Money because he makes money on doing it because he wins.
Is there a company though, or is it? This is
world.
I mean, this is like comparing Van Gogh and Michelangelo.
Oh, I don't like. I mean, like he's still fairly young. Like he's in his, I think he's late 20s, early 30s. So he's still like he's not like one of the legends of the industry yet in terms of like legacy, but he is very, very good and he wins a lot. In the WCB, I think he only really competes in the WCB, which is the World Championship blacksmithing, as opposed to state contests, which happen in each of the states that a lot of people compete in. So I think he competes in that because it makes money. I think that's like
what makes him the best.
His speed. He's crazy fast and accurate, and really, I think he just grinds. Like I don't think there's anything else that he does than horseshoeing, and I think that really shows in his work.
What's like the average time to make a single shoe?
Well, those guys can build a shoe in 6 minutes.
6.
That's 2 heats.
That's like getting a sandwich at Subway.
Yeah, no, they can build a shoe that fast.
Pop it in the oven, toasted, ready to go.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it is the challenges just get harder and harder each year as these guys push the boundary. You know, they realize like 60 minutes to make these 2 beautiful specimen shoes is too long. Like, yeah, if guys are spending 15 minutes taking a file or a rasp and like making that shoe absolutely glossy, shiny, we need to take time off. So that's just sort of inevitably what happens. And so like progressively each year, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder for everyone. Like the standard raises every year. So 10 years ago, like the shoes that were being produced, like for the time they were cutting edge, but compared to now, you'd look at them and you kind of go, really? That's the shoe that won? Like, I mean, as someone new to it, at least that's kind of like, maybe not 10 years ago, 20 years ago, really. But yeah, it's a big difference.
So, Marcus, diving into history, turning back the clocks.
Yeah.
When did horseshoes come into play in the world?
Shoot, that's a good question.
Horses have been around a long time.
I'd say as soon as metal really started getting used. Like I don't know the exact date. That's a really good question. I'd be curious about that. But like as soon as we started
seeing, they have metal in the gladiator ages?
Yeah, they did. So for swords, so at least like pre Jesus.
Swords go back how many years?
5,000. Like, I don't know if it's that far back. I think I'd say
2.5.
Yeah, somewhere.
I'll go with 2.5.
One of the BCs.
Let us know in the comments below. Absolutely, how many years ago did swords come into play?
Like, well, metalworking in general, because there's jewelry too, right? Like jewelry is metalworking, so there's that as well. So any kind of metalworking at all, because realistically, for horses to get any kind of shoes,
I bet they were building. Interesting question yet again. Were they building swords or jewelry first?
Probably swords. Probably swords. I think the first thing that a guy once a guy learned how to make stuff with metal, the first thing they probably made was a hammer. so that they could then make metal easier.
It's such a fascinating
Like,
thing
thinking
thinking
about
about
the
how
first-
we made these
Right.
tools.
The first guy to make, if you think about it, the first guy who did any kind of smithing had to hit on metal with something that wasn't metal, which is, if anyone, even
if you know that guy, tell
even
him to call us.
even if you don't know metal, like, you know that hitting something that is metal with anything that is not metal typically doesn't do anything to the metal. So whoever first originally mined
made
the
an
first
impact.
ore or tried to create the first hammer, that was miserable for them, and I feel for them.
I bet they were.
But once they discovered that this metal thing was harder than anything else in the world, I bet they were like unstoppable for a while.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
He
Wow.
would get pulling
wonder
all,
what life
pulling
he
all the
lived.
cave ladies.
Oh, all the cave women. They would come in and just,
Ay,
Have a
papi,
nice
that is
dinner
a
with them.
shiny stick, Mr. Senor. I don't know
They
why they're
spoke
Latina
Spanish?
in this, but
they spoke Spanish back in what's Pangea? What's in Pangea?
yeah, Pangea.
Pangea. Let's go.
Well, Tower of Babel, we don't have an exact time period on that. If you're Christian, you believe in the Tower of Babel, maybe. So I don't know exactly when that was, but there were other languages in the early years.
Marcus, do you know any other languages?
I know some Swedish. I've been working on my Swedish. I used to be fluent in it when I was young, and this is like the only regret that I have in my life is that my parents. Well, I shouldn't blame it on my parents, but I kind of blame it on my parents because I was too young to know that it was important. But I lost my Swedish very young age. Like, my mom said, I went into nursery school, which I guess is like pre-K, speaking Swedish, and then I came out speaking English. So I don't know how it happens that quickly. I feel like there was
Were they
definitely
not
like
doing
more.
both?
No. This was in England.
Oh, okay.
So like, but I don't know necessarily how quickly that could happen. But my mum she was a CFO. She was working very hard, so I understand it was difficult for her to maybe think that it was or like maybe she didn't think it would disappear that quickly. There's lots of different reasons why it might be.
I mean,
But
it's probably encouraged that you. Was it encouraged that, hey, we want you to know English, most importantly?
I don't remember, man. Like I don't ever remember a time where I spoke.
In the grand scheme of things, do you feel like that's?
Honestly, it's hard to say. Like I feel like
I
my
always
mum
wonder,
regrets.
you
My
know.
mum regrets that I don't know Swedish, for sure.
Mama
But-
speaks Swedish.
Absolutely, yeah, completely fluently. And more of my family is Swedish than English. Like I have my Swedish side of my family is much bigger than my English side of my family. I think that's definitely a regret for her too. That I think she definitely wishes, but that's why I'm working on it so that I can teach it to my kids and really make it a priority for them.
Brothers, so on the topic of Swedish, you at least got to know a couple of words.
Yeah, I know some.
Can we get a few Swedish words on the good old Hamm Planet podcast?
Yeah, you just want me to like tell you the word and the definition, or you just want me to say a sentence?
Brother, if you want to do it, yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, so I'll say, "Hey, min svenska bror."
Frin-
So that's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna get some
hello,
rep.
my Swedish brothers.
I'm gonna get some reps in.
So-
Frinskebo,
Svenska
Svenska,
brors.
Brors.
Yeah, it's BRORS. Brors. Brors.
Svenska Bros.
There you go. Nailed it.
Svenska Bros.
Yeah, my Swedish brothers.
Svenska Bros.
And Skol, we did that one earlier.
Skol. They say that for the Minnesota football
Skol
team.
Vikings. Oh, doesn't taste any better once it's watered down.
I mean, this is pretty decent stuff.
Yeah, but you know, I'm a lightweight, and I don't really appreciate this stuff. But yeah, it is a fancy one. The bottle is nice.
I
7 years aged. So
shout out to my brother Chris Hamm
Thank
for
you, Chris.
leaving this here.
I'm sorry I'm wasting your whiskey.
You're not wasting it. You're putting it to use. See, wasting it to him is it going down the drain. Which
Right,
I don't
right.
blame him. We have old Ezra.
Ezra.
What? The
Old
Spanish
Ezra.
accent keeps coming up tonight. You're not Spanish. I'm not Spanish.
Old Ezra.
I'm taxing your Swedish and English.
Hi, papi, old Ezra.
Maybe we'll
Señor.
get this episode translated to Spanish. I heard that's a good idea that most podcasts don't do is translate it into all
I
different
bet that's
languages.
helpful. Absolutely, I would bet that's helpful.
I like.
I mean, you double your audience just by adding Spanish.
Well, the thing is,
More than probably.
80% of YouTube is foreign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, like
Asia. If you could translate it into Mandarin.
it's Asian, Indian, Spanish.
Yeah.
And yeah. And the thing is what some people are doing are getting like famous people to do their voiceover, but like
in that language,
a famous Mexican actor,
right,
or a famous Indian actor,
right, or a famous Chinese. Yeah. That's the smart way to do it, because then they all like, oh, this person, this person famous to my, it's like getting Matt Damon to do all the voice acting for yours. Or something.
How much is Matt Damon gonna run us? Can you do Spanish?
Shoot.
Imagine Matt Damon doing a Spanish narration. That would be beautiful.
That would be. I mean, everything Matt Damon does is beautiful. So
I love Matt Damon.
Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
Matt Damon, Matthew McConaughey, Will Ferrell, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn.
You're just listing off brilliant actors from the noughties now.
And Leonardo DiCaprio.
And Leonardo da Vinci. Shout out to him.
And Leonardo da Vinci. And
all the other Leos
Julius
out there.
Caesar. And Achilles. And Zeus. Don't want to forget Zeus. Good men.
Sure, certainly. some of the heroes of time and imagination there.
Whoa. Whose imagination, huh?
I think Matthew McConaughey, I think, is imaginary. I don't think he is a real person in and of himself. I think he's more of a conceptual being.
I think he is. No one would agree with that.
No one could be quite so perfectly representative of a state. Quite like Matthew McConaughey. So I choose to believe that he is false. I believe he is created by Lincoln. Purely for the purposes of making brilliant.
Abraham Lincoln.
That Lincoln as well, but Lincoln, the car company that create
the Navigator,
smooth advertisements.
They produced a Matthew McConaughey. A Lincoln Navigator gave birth to Matthew McConaughey, and he just came out saying, "All right."
Yep, that was the first word that they programmed into his system. Yes. That's why he defaults to that.
Do you think it's more likely, or actually, thoughts on the concept of us living in a massive computer simulation?
Bollocks.
Bullshit?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Shout out to Tom for wanting me to throw that question out to Marcus.
No, absolute bollocks. There's no way.
Bro,
if I was in a computer simulation, could I do this?
He's got a point. You can't click the X button to do that. That makes you jump.
Right.
Yeah. And if you click circle, that makes you talk.
Absolutely.
But what makes you pull up your shirt? What makes you do 50 pull-ups?
Right.
What makes you drink some whiskey?
Oh, shit. No, he's making me... I'm running into the wall.
Don't knock over my books.
Yeah, I've got to be careful with those books.
Got to read them later.
Absolutely. Got to do mental reps too. Pete's about physical reps and mental reps.
Got to do both.
Don't neglect the mental reps.
To be genuinely honest.
Absolutely. Look at him. He's reading right now.
I'm not a big reader. But when I do read, I read.
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. Dos Equis. Give me a call. Give me a call.
He reads dangerously.
Brother, you share a very essential liking of mine, and that is 80s music.
Yes, sir.
So I want to know, who is your favorite who's your favorite artist and or song and or both?
Man, I am horrible with names of songs and things. Really, anything off the top 100 80s charts. But let me think. I mean,
Take On Me.
Take On Me is too basic. We can't do Take On Me because every white person loves Take On Me. Okay, there's not a single white wedding that doesn't play Take On Me at some point. And
it's a good song.
It's a banger. It bangs. But
I've been to a black wedding. I've heard it there.
Oh, okay. But you can't.
I've been to a Jewish wedding. Heard it there.
Oh, well, 100%. But you can't. Like, you can't
It's a
say
cross-culture
it
song.
can't be your favorite. That's all I'm saying. It can't be your favorite song. It's too on the nose. It's like, yeah, everybody knows that one. Everyone, like, that's everyone's favorite. You got to pick another one because, like, you know, it's like saying,
I don't know if everyone knows "Take on Me." It's kind of a classic.
it's a classic, and because it's a classic, everyone knows it. I really like Electric Light Orchestra's "Mr. Blue Sky." That's a banger.
Who don't? I mean, that's just the beauty of a song.
That's a chill song for sure.
Oh my god! I mean, the song that they made, the songs that were made during the 70s and 80s were the perfect synergy of musical talent and arts. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if we'll ever experience such a
musical era.
harmony of all elements of music.
Yeah, I was actually going to pose that question to you. Do you think that we are going to, in our lifetimes, experience another musical era of a similar quality to that? I mean, like we you know,
I feel like
there's
we're
a
kind of
few.
going through one right now.
Really?
I mean, a lot of music that's popular nowadays, majority of it has electronic symphonication or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like some
Symphonication.
okay,
$5 word. Symphonication.
symphonication.
Pick it up, put it in your pocket. Symphonication.
Use that on your SATs, kids.
Yep. Hell of a word.
Got Peter Hamm into Baylor.
It really did.
Yep.
That was what my essay for my SAT was about. Brother, we're getting some of our papers.
Heck yeah. Papers are important.
We got a little sticky.
Oh.
We shuffle them on up.
Uh-oh. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Let me put
Someone ain't right.
heat into it. Brother. Sweden is home.
Sweden is home.
Italy is one of
Beautiful.
your favorite places
Absolutely.
that you've adventured. And the word on the street says, we did some pretty damn good skiing there. Can you tell me about the skiing?
Yeah,
please,
I
brother?
can. Absolutely. So
Very interesting.
I'm by no means like a double black diamond, loop-de-loop, whatever skier, but I really enjoyed the skiing there. What we actually did, though, is we started in Switzerland. And what's the great thing about starting...
Squeeze House.
Absolutely. But you start in Switzerland, and you can literally ski into other countries. You can ski into France. You can ski into Italy. Like, if you are in the right part of the Alps, you can ski into these other countries, which is incredible. So the best Italian food I've ever had. I was skiing on a mountain in Switzerland, and we ski down into Italy, and there's a chalet on the hill.
Oh,
And you just, like food after skiing.
you can eat a cow.
Absolutely. And it's all amazing. It's just
So
everything
good.
tastes incredible. But this was actually incredibly good Italian, like fresh Italian food. They're making the pasta, like not directly in front of you, but the kitchen is
It's there.
open. You see them, you see the guy's grandma beating out kneading the dough and
Just yelling at the chef.
yelling at the son, and the son is like the waiter who's like
He's
wiping
talking
his
shit.
brow, and he's taking the food it's just brilliant. The whole thing is
Oh.
beautiful. Yeah, that was the best Italian food I had, and probably the best skiing I did, honestly. Like the Alps is I've done a little bit of skiing in America as well, but I think I'm biased because the food was just so good in the Alps. Like it kind of
It's so true. Like when you're on a mountain and you find a food source, it's always just like you've been homeless for 5 days when you walk in there.
seriously.
Like even if you've been skiing for fucking 2 hours,
Right. It doesn't
you're just
matter.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
My body just wants to feast. And you can, I'm someone who puts food away, but when I've been skiing, I put food away. Let me just say. Yeah.
I mean, I will eat like enough to go into a genuine hibernation.
Absolutely. Like a bear.
And it ain't pretty the next morning.
No, I bet. Like you spend 3 hours on the toilet that night when you should be spending it in the hot tub with the snow bunnies. Am I right?
I mean, that's the goal, and that's the dream.
Absolutely. The goal and the dream, neither of which came true for me as they were all family holidays. However, Now that I'm married, my wife can be the snow bunny whenever we do eventually go skiing. My wife actually doesn't know how to ski. The first trip, I told her she's going to have to learn how to ski on the first trip. So the first trip won't be good. The second trip will be fun.
Well, she's an athlete, and she'll pick it up quick.
Yeah, she'll pick it up quickly.
And the best way to learn is
by doing it.
Yeah. By doing it.
Yeah.
I would advise her to simply go onto a blue slope.
Yeah.
And you stand right by her the whole time.
Yeah, just pizza, French fries all the way down.
Yeah, just send it on a pizza. That'll build the confidence because it's a blue, not a green.
Absolutely.
And if you're there, she's going to be great.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, y'all are going down double black diamonds.
Absolutely. I was thinking about picking up snowboarding whilst she was picking up skiing so that we were both kind of learning something together.
I don't know if that's a good move, brother.
Why is that?
I just,
snowboarding's hard, or you don't like snowboarding?
No, I feel like both of y'all learning at the same time is going to...
Yeah, then there's no confidence. Like if she falls and I've already fallen, I can't help her. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That was a good call.
And I'm kind of... I don't know. My body doesn't work on a snowboard.
Yeah, but you see, I surf, so I don't mind.
I tried it once.
You did?
I tried surfing plenty of times.
No problem there?
Just didn't add up. No, definitely
many problems.
Major problems. Code red alert.
Yeah.
Engine lights on. Tires are flat.
Yeah.
Oil needs to be changed. Shit's hitting the fan. Airbags are going off.
Oh, yeah.
Brother.
Thailand.
That is one of my dream destinations.
It's a good place to go.
Can you give me 3 places to visit if I were to go to Thailand?
Sure.
Or not if.
When?
I go to Thailand.
Okay,
and hopefully with you.
Yeah.
And Andrew, because I know he knows his way around there too.
Absolutely. So Bangkok, obviously, the capital. There's like loads of cool temples and like a lot of cultural stuff there, but there's also a lot of really great food there, and it's easy to navigate around, and everyone is really very friendly in Thailand. Number 2,
the food's a good price, right?
Oh yeah. The food is a great price. I mean, there are still fancy restaurants that cost the same as fancy restaurants in normal places, but there's a lot of great food that is not like the great, incredible Thai food that is not expensive. Because that's just like it's like buying American food here,
right?
Okay. Then there is I would say probably Koh Samui. That's like the island where I trained to be a dive master. There's a lot of great scuba diving around there. It's a really small, like pretty quiet island, but a really like a great time. It's up and coming as well. I haven't been back there in like the last 5 or 6 years, so maybe it's grown a lot since I've been gone because like all of these islands are becoming more and more popular. But
yep,
that's a pretty good place. Like Bali is like overrun now, so compared to Bali, it was very quiet, which I really, really enjoyed. And there's also the Half Moon Party, which is a party that goes on Koh Phi or Koh Phi, which is an island very close to Koh Samui, and that's a party that happens on every full moon and half moon. There's a half moon.
Rick, write all this stuff down that Marcus is saying.
Yeah. There's a half moon party and there's a full moon party. The full moon party is probably the one you want to go to, but I'm not single anymore, so that's not really like a thing that would be that exciting for me. But if you are a young person who likes to do drugs and party, which I was never one to do drugs, but I was one that enjoyed.
Don't want to do that.
Well, okay. If anyone doesn't want to do that, then avoid that place. That's avoid Koh Phi and the half moon or full moon party.
If you're trying to do that greasy stuff, okay,
avoid it.
You go there.
Avoid it.
Yeah, or just avoid.
Yeah. No, if you don't want that, avoid it. Yeah, and then there's Phuket, which is just beautiful sandy beaches, a little bit more touristy, resorty, but
do whatever
really
you want
beautiful.
To do. This is not medical advice.
Absolutely. Phuket is beautiful, straight up. Just that's where I learned to scuba dive at the very beginning, like just learning to dive. Stunning, beautiful boats, beautiful everything. That's another really beautiful place.
Brother, speaking of scuba diving, I know that's one of your unique skills.
It is. I am a dive master. What is the most
insane thing that you have ever seen?
A whale shark.
A whale shark.
A whale shark. I followed touched.
That's a big boy.
I touched the rear fin. We're not supposed to touch them, but like I'm a huge shark fan. I love sharks. I couldn't resist. I followed. Like I broke off so I was at the tail end of the group because I was still a dive master in training.
Yep.
But it was a young whale shark. So this was not like a 30-foot long whale shark. This was like a 7 or 8 foot long whale shark. And it was just inside visibility. Like you see this big shadow. You see its fin. It's
a large animal.
You see its dorsal fin and the fin of its tail sticking out a little bit, like out of the murkiness. And so I just like I straight up like I look at the guy and he knows I've been diving the same spot for a month and a half and we haven't seen any sharks, and it's literally called Shark Rock. So it used to have lots of whale sharks, but environmental climate change, blah blah blah, has changed that. Absolutely hate to see it. I think also just like a lot of tourism, like there's more and more people going, so they're less and less. But we saw this one, and I just barely, like, just the tip of my finger touched it. I don't want to.
You didn't give it a nice good old back massage,
right? No, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to mess with the creature. I know, like, you don't want to. They just need to be on their own. They don't need to be. I just really like that was very important to me. But can a whale shark
dust you?
No.
They're nice guys, right?
Yeah, they have mouths similar to like whales. So it's not like big sharp teeth. Oh. It's like a big old mouth that they catch a lot of plankton and small.
Just greasy plankton suckers.
Absolutely.
So that's the most dangerous animal that you've encountered while scuba diving.
Not the most dangerous. That's just the biggest.
Oh,
the most dangerous would probably be
what was the most incredible.
Right. The most dangerous is probably the triggerfish, which is just like it's just a really aggressive territorial fish.
The what?
A triggerfish.
I don't want to run into one of those. It's called that
because it has a fin that's on the dorsal aspect that just sticks up.
Does that have the light?
No, not the light. Not the light. It just kind of has a dorsal fin that goes up like this, and that means it's like aggressive and protecting its area. So you just kind of go way above it and around it if it's kind of getting territorial.
How big is this guy?
This big or something? It's not huge.
Oh hell no!
Not huge.
That'll bite your calf.
Oh
off.
No, it will bite. It absolutely it does have a pretty dangerous bite. So it's not a super safe fish, but that was.
I mean, it'll
the most dangerous.
If it gets a chunk of you, you might be dust, right?
I mean, it depends what part. It depends what part of you, I guess. But it would be. I don't know that it could really do that much damage, but it would be very uncomfortable. I don't want to say it's going to dust you because I really don't think it's that vicious. It's also been a long time since I went diving there because unfortunately, just like circumstances, going to university in America, I didn't really get the chance to go back that much. So it's like pre-university that I did a lot of this. But from my memory, no, I don't think it's that dangerous. It's just more like. If someone that you're taking on a discovery dive, their first dive ever, you don't want them to get bitten by a freaking fish. Regardless of how hard or soft it is.
It's not a good first experience.
No, exactly. And you have enough of the people freaking out or getting stressed out by it as is. So,
well, I think it's awesome that you did scuba dive, Marcus, because I've always been too much of a beach to go scuba diving.
Mate,
I'll go with you, brother.
Yeah, we should.
I'm no longer scared. Used to be scared of scuba diving and roller coasters.
Mate, there's far too much that's actually in the real world.
And scary movies.
Scary.
Those are the only three things.
Fish.
I was scared of roller coasters, scuba diving, and scary movies. Now, I still don't like those things.
That's just your ex-wife.
I'm in for it. No ex-wife, brother.
No, I know. Just kidding.
Never been married, but if I am, brother, you'll be invited to the wedding.
That would be awesome. I hope that there's no ex-wife in your future.
No, absolutely
I don't wish that upon anybody.
We don't do that shit.
No.
We ain't
When you hit it and you want to commit it, that's when you put the ring on the finger.
Take notes, brothers.
Absolutely.
Marcus is a wise man.
Oh yeah.
He's batting 1,000.
I'm a serial monogamer.
I love to see it. Brother, no, I'm 1,050% on the same page. I ain't getting married till I'm like,
sure.
This is
like the seaside, you're sure.
This is my teammate. This is my everything.
Oh yeah.
This is
and when you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's big.
It'll hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
At least it did for me.
Brother, I know. I was there for your beautiful wedding.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a day.
Absolutely.
Hot as could be. And it was
because it was. I'm sorry for that.
It was because the bride and groom were looking damn good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it so much, brother. That was a special.
It was already like we were so blessed. Like there was, you know, like you hear horror stories of weddings where things go like there was not a single thing that went wrong on our wedding day. Like from start to finish, everything went off like clockwork. There was not a single.
So much fun.
There was no family drama. There was no dress doesn't fit. There was no the tux doesn't fit. There was no wearing my trousers. There was no I forgot my socks. There's no
Ricky
nothing.
forgot a suit.
There was nothing. Everyone had everything. Everyone showed up on time. Everyone did what they were supposed to. The pictures were quick. The food was all great. Everyone got fed. There's plenty of cake to go around. The dancing was
got
fun,
a lot
like
of cardio
great.
from dancing that night.
Absolutely. The DJ didn't play any weird like anything that was not approved.
Yeah, I did great.
Everything went
Just
chef's
creme
kiss.
de la creme.
Absolutely. The creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme.
There you go. Some French for you as well.
Oui, oui. And we will be back after this quick commercial break.
A little quickie.
What's Gucci? What's Gucci, ladies and gents? It's your good friend Commercial Break Peter here. Here to let you know, for one reason or another, we're taking a quick break. We hope you're enjoying the show. We hope you're loving the show. And we are back to the show. Hate to see it.
Diluting the focus.
Hate to see it.
It's like when you spread the seed in multiple holes. Less likely to birth a child. Wouldn't you say that's true, Peter?
Each scenario is dependent upon a variety of factors that cannot be individually calculated.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, in general, wouldn't you agree that if you are laying pipe in one particular area, it's going to
increase your likelihood
than if you are spreading your pipe around multiple
that's not
places.
Safe. Yeah. Spreading it around. Not safe. Not sanitary.
No, certainly not.
Not smart.
Certainly not.
Really not. Really not.
Certainly not.
Brother, I think it's about that time.
About time?
About that time for me to get some would you rathers.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I was telling Pete earlier, this is something that I really do not do ever, but I thought it was really, really fun that he does it on his podcast. And so I thought I would definitely give it a try at least. But it's not something like I have a ton of experience to where I'll be like, oh, I heard that one. I know that this one's easy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, some of them might be easy, but I'm not someone who enjoys hypotheticals often because they're just like, especially the ones that get really weird because you just kind of go, well, this would never, ever, 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 ever happen. So why are you making me pick between two shit decisions? You know what I mean? Just doesn't really happen. But very excited to see where this goes.
Fantastic, brother. These past 10 minutes, we'll see if
any of it makes the cut. We'll see.
I am about to do a hand signal to let me know to go.
All right, sweet.
Which that doesn't mean this won't be eliminated.
No, but it prepares you.
We look fucking good. I'm just happy about it. This is just fucking great night, Marcus.
This setup is clean, man. You've really done an incredible job. It's very impressive.
Appreciate that, bro.
Really is. I mean, even down to the LEDs and stuff. It's all crisp, all clean.
It's been fun. It's been a lot of fucking learning, honestly, brother.
I'm surprised with the color scheme though. It's very Seahawks.
Wait, the blue and the green?
Yeah.
Well, it's from the planet. It's what color Earth is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. That makes sense.
So, me and this door, my daughter painted. Me and my daughter painted it.
That's incredible. You and your daughter?
Yeah.
Young Michelangelo. Michelangelette.
Michelangelette.
There you go.
Hattie Angelette.
There you go.
Brother, yeah. She helps me paint. She's actually not too bad.
No. The lines are pretty straight.
She didn't do lines, but she put some paint on.
There you go.
The thing with painting is you got to use tape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tape is huge.
Absolutely. 100%.
I do love the green, though.
Yeah, no, the green is bright.
Part of me wishes I went green across the board.
Oh, for the whole door. It's kind of cool having the two though. Adds a little contrast.
Could just put more books there.
Could. I don't think you need more books though. It's already unbelievable that you have a full bookshelf, let alone two.
I read so many books. I'm a bookist.
Leather-bound books, tomes. Apartment smells of fresh mahogany.
My name is Ron Burgundy, and I have a major news announcement. Cannonball!
Grazing in the Grass, great song. Couldn't tell you who it was by.
The Anchorman soundtrack. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Full of bangers. Full of bangers.
Okay, brother. I try and find a new list every time.
Sweet. Best of luck. Best of luck stumping me, for I am the would you rather extraordinaire. Or the would you rather virgin, maybe even.
Damn. They got some
Be
they got
gentle.
some dark takes. I mean, the internet needs to chill with
Yeah,
some of these.
For sure.
I mean, let's go back to making them funny.
Yeah, I agree.
Reddit-
Funny is fantastic.
Ooga-
I love
Ooga-
funny.
Ooga Booga Reddit. I mean, it gets savage. Would you rather have sheets made of American cheese, brother Marcus,
Okay.
or floors made of raw hamburger?
Oh, definitely sheets made of American cheese. Are
Yeah.
you kidding? Like all of my shoes would be stained constantly. That's an easy pick. And plus I guess
Cheese
when
would
the
be-
cheese
I
gets
mean-
hot, it's gonna sweat on me, which is not great.
It's going to be tough sleeping with a cheese blanket in Texas in the middle of summer.
That's true, but then I can just take the blanket off. Just kick it to the end of the bed.
Yep. Because you get a point.
Having said that, though, I do sleep naked, so it does make things more complicated because the
So
hair's
do
gonna
I.
get stuck in the cheese.
Well, I mean,
Could be a problem. Could be a problem. Maybe not. It's American cheese. It's not like it's
I hate to
mozzarella
get
or
graphic,
something.
but if you're sleeping on a raw hamburger bed,
Well, no, because the hamburger would be the floor. Remember, the floor is a hamburger, not the bed.
okay.
So you'd be okay in that regard.
We're
But then
gonna-
you get out of bed and it's squelch.
you're gonna have burger toe.
Right. And it's just squelch, squelch, squelch. Your feet never get to be dry. No. Definitely cheese bed. Because cheese bed only affects you in bed.
Yep.
Whereas
Burger floor is
burger
everywhere.
floor is everywhere.
Yep.
That's your whole house. And so people are going to come in and they're going to be like, what the
What's this burger floor? I didn't ask for
great
this.
for grilling, except for the fact that it would all be dirty because you're walking on it
It'd
all
be
day.
dust. You'd have dust burgers.
That'd be grim.
greasy.
Whereas cheese bed, you can at least close it, close the door, no one sees it. No one knows this weird, freaky bed that you have.
Right. Excellent point, brother. Excellent point. So we're going with the American cheese sheets.
Shame that it's American cheese. I think Swiss would be better. More holes, more breathability.
Swiss.
Swiss cheese. A good Jarlsberg. Shout out to Sweden.
Shout out Sweden. Shout out Jarlsberg.
Absolutely.
Question-
Actually, I think it's a Norwegian cheese,
No.
unfortunately. But still, shout out Scandinavia. We'll
Shout
count
out to the
you for that one.
Vikings.
Yeah, there you go.
The not the
Skål.
football team. The
Skål Vikes! No, I'm just kidding. They're terrible. Maybe.
I mean, shout out to the ancient Norwegian Vikings.
Scandinavian Vikings. Come on, man.
The Scandinavian.
Vikings. There we go.
Icelandic.
Be inclusive.
Inclusive.
All the posses.
All the posses. Brother, question number 2.
All
of
right,
the
hit me with
Hamm Planet. Would you rather?
Hit me with it.
Would you rather be eaten alive by a great white shark or be beaten to death by a silverback gorilla?
Definitely eaten alive by a great white shark. I love the ocean and I love sharks. I would not happily die to feed a shark, but beaten to death by a silverback gorilla, that gorilla's not doing anything with my corpse once he's killed me.
Yeah.
Getting eaten by a great white shark, I'm perpetuating his life. He gets to live on. He's like, I become shark energy. That's friggin' sweet. That's a way better use of my body than me being buried in the ground. Like, I've already told my wife, when I die, she
Yep.
has to Viking bury me, which is
On the boat.
on
Ashes.
the boat. shoot the burning arrow. I fall off a waterfall. Ideally, I want it to be Niagara Falls. So I'm dying in Buffalo, or like I'm being buried in Buffalo. But, I understand it's a pretty popular waterfall where there's a lot of people who would see, a lot of witnesses to that crime. Apparently, it's a crime to go out the way you want to go out. But in any case, that's the way I want to go. And then just have like a giant...
It ain't a crime. Who's going to get you in trouble?
Well, with this government...
Yeah, well, you got a point.
I'm just saying. But then
Viking death is the way to go.
Right. And then I just want like a giant boulder in our back garden or whatever that has like engraved in it my rune, my name, and my date of birth and death. He was a great father or whatever I was. Whatever they decide to say.
You have a long list.
Lover, fighter,
a whole Santa Claus list of
Pokemon
accolades.
trainer, whatever shit, blacksmith, whatever.
Speaking
you
of
want
Pokemon, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Machamp, 100%.
Who?
Machamp.
Why Machamp?
He's got 4 arms, just a swole fella. One of the original 151. And yeah, he's just a tight dude. We literally, and what I love about him is they have a belt on him that restricts his power. Like he's so powerful that they have a belt on him that restricts his power. So you take the belt off, no limits.
Is it like a chastity belt?
I mean, I don't know about that. There is a little bit of a bulge though. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You tell me.
I mean,
he's the only Pokemon wearing underwear, as far as I'm aware. So,
yep, Massive Johnson.
I'm sure. Friggin' snake, anaconda, an Ekans, if you will.
So he's an original 151er.
Well, original 151er.
How would he fare versus Charizard?
Pokemon
card strength first, and then
Charizard would beat Machamp because Charizard is fire and flying type, at least in the games. So flying is super effective against fighting. So Machamp would lose that one, unfortunately. Although
he can bench more.
He can absolutely bench more, but you could also teach Machamp Thunder Punch, which would be super effective against Charizard. So, it would be close, but I think Charizard has a better stat line, and I think Charizard probably wins with the flying type advantage.
Brother, do you still own Pokemon cards?
I still have my original 150 Pokemon cards. I don't think I have every single one. I think I'm missing some. Like, I think Charizard is one of the cards I'm missing.
Yeah.
But I have whatever ones I had when I got the original 151. I have Mew, which was pretty cool. I got that from going to see the movie. I was a very big Pokemon fan when I was younger, and I still like Pokemon, but like as they went to like the 850s and the 750s, I was like, there's just too many. I really don't want to keep up with this anymore.
I mean, it's made a strong comeback
with Pokemon Go and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's still a really great franchise. It's a very wholesome, positive gaming experience, that one.
They're the first game, one of the first games, to last multiple decades.
Absolutely.
And be a predominant figure.
And be relevant, yeah.
Which,
absolutely,
legend has it, if you are relevant or predominant within an industry for 10 years, you are mathematically a legend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Pokemon's going anywhere. I think it's I don't think
Pokemon to the moon.
Pokemon to the moon.
And who's our boy with the belt? Soldier?
Machamp
to the moon,
Machamp, baby.
I wanted to make sure I pronounced it right.
That's okay. You got it. You nailed it.
Brother.
Got some alliteration there, Machamp to the moon.
I'm big alliteration guy. Brother, would you rather be stoned to death by pickles or drown to death by mayonnaise?
So, say the first one is stoned to death by pickles or drowned to death by mayonnaise?
Yes, brother. Stoned to death by pickles or drowned to death by mayonnaise.
I'm trying to think which death is less brutal. I feel like drowning is quicker than stoning. If you were stoned by pickles, just the sheer quantity of pickles it would require in order to get stoned to death would far exceed the amount of time I have to spend drowning in mayonnaise. I feel like getting stoned by pickles, I would actually die from starvation. So I think I would rather drown in the mayonnaise, just be out in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever it is, which is still miserable. That would be an awful 5 or 10 minutes.
I mean, this is a dark take.
But I would think I would rather that than just standing there and getting stoned by pickles for 7 days straight until I starve to death because I, for some reason, can't eat any of the pickles that are being thrown at me. And like the pickles aren't. I don't think there's a velocity at which the pickles can go to where it actually really, really, really hurts. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you should fire them out of a friggin' cannon or something, maybe they can go at a velocity that does hurt. But I find it very difficult to imagine like a crowd of 500 people throwing pickles at me to a point where I die goes any other way than me dying from starvation rather than anything else, or dehydration, lack of water.
Brother, well put, well said, well articulated across the board. Brother, we got the next question. Would you rather live on an island alone or own your own island?
Live on an island on my own, or own and presumably the island I own, I can't be on my own in. Like it's like an island that is already inhabited by many, many people.
Anything outside the question's up for interpretation, brother.
I'm going to assume that because otherwise it's kind of like obviously you just own the island and then you could choose whether you live on it by yourself or not.
Yeah, I'm owning the island.
I would own the island, and then if it was really important to me that I wanted to make that island my own, I could start slowly persuading or evicting the people from the island.
Yep.
So actually, I think having
like
some
a Survivor type thing.
Maybe, but I feel like having some people on the island creates a culture for your island, and you can try and help influence that to a way where like it's a positive community on your island, and then you just don't let more other people on the island, and then you kind of like manage to contain that culture and enjoy whatever that is for yourself, at least for as long as I live, and then whatever people do with it after that, I really don't care.
Owning your own island would be sick.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know why that's portrayed as a bad option.
No, right. I mean, I've seen like there's that guy Mr. Beast who has like a bajillion subscribers, and he buys his own island and gave it away to someone like that.
Mr. Beast is insane.
He is. It's incredible. I saw a video the other day of him like when he was way young, like still in high school, and he was talking about, man, I hope I have 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and like now it's 25 million or some insane number.
Oh, it's
just like it's kind of cool to see that he really he's
an inspiration.
I'm going to work on it.
Honestly,
yeah, he's just from doing fun, creative, positive things. Like he really
and he says he wakes up every day and he just thinks about one thing: YouTube.
Yeah,
and he says that's his motivation.
Yeah, making people happy,
and entertaining them, making them smile.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the same goal in the Hamm Planet podcast.
Absolutely. Good vibes. You say it every time.
Good vibes, great people, glorious stories.
Absolutely.
And fantastic would you rather questions. And with that being said, question number 4 of the night, ladies and gents.
Let's hear it.
Brother Marcus, are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Brother, would you rather have a head the size of a tennis ball or the head the size of a watermelon?
Probably watermelon. Watermelon is closer to human head size than tennis ball. Tennis ball is such a drastically small head. I don't feel like much sound would escape my mouth, and my ears would be so small I would really struggle to hear anything, which I am already hard of hearing. So it would be really, really diabolically terrible.
Yeah, I feel like
whereas a watermelon, like it would maybe make me louder. It would give my brain more space to breathe. I mean, it would look weird for sure, but I think that would probably be better than tennis.
Hey, Arnold, I mean, come on. I mean, the guy was a beauty.
I didn't even think
was a legend.
I didn't even think about the watermelon being horizontal. I was just thinking of it vertically. If it was horizontal, yeah, it's very different as well. Yeah, completely different. Bro, game changer.
Bro, if it was vertically, I might choose a tennis ball.
Mate, what?
Think about that thing hitting shit.
Yeah, it would make you taller.
But no, I'm going
taller.
Well, I don't. Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking of it this way. You're thinking of it this way.
Right. I was saying like
I was just thinking about this. That
a lot of ways to think about this. This is an interesting one. I think I'd go with watermelon though.
I'd go watermelon Hey Arnold style. The tennis ball.
I think the Arnold style is the most normal you can, or closest to normal you could probably get.
You could get by.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And your brain, I mean, you should be smarter, I think.
Theoretically.
Or maybe you're just, I don't know. Let's talk to Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the podcast.
That'd be brilliant. Hey, Arnold.
Brother, would you rather be unable... Here we are, ladies and gents. Crazy question. Thanks to the Ooga Booga Reddits.
Hit us with that crazy question, brother.
Crazy. Would you rather be unable to tell the difference between babies and muffins or change your gender every time you sneeze?
I think I'd rather be unable to distinguish between babies and muffins.
I'm going with that. I mean,
I don't really eat muffins often enough for that to really affect my life very much outside of, and you know, I feel like people call babies all kinds of weird names. Like, oh, what a cute little munchkin. What a cute little bean. What a cute little whatever. So like, if I say what a cute little muffin, no one's going to look at me weird.
Well, I think they're putting emphasis on the fact that I would potentially eat babies.
Well, I would potentially try to, right? Because it's still a baby. I'd still be like trying to bite into flesh, and then I realize, oh, this isn't a muffin. This is a baby. What the heck's going on here?
Mamma mia! This is not the muffin. This is a baby.
I cannot believe this.
I thought this was a blueberry muffin. Yeah, definitely don't want to be. I mean,
I think that one's the
babies
easy
and muffins.
choice.
I'm not a big muffin guy.
I think changing your gender, like it, you know, that can happen at a really uncomfortable time. You know, you're like in the middle of intercourse with your significant other, perhaps,
and then boom, sneeze,
and all of a sudden it's a lesbian.
I don't know. Just not a good scenario.
Well, it just changes things up. You know, you might be in the middle of things, and just
that would be a very
you could be pissing at the urinal.
Oh, I mean, that's tough too.
Switch midway through there, and all of a sudden
that's a horrible. I mean,
axe wound out for all to see.
Certainly no against any gender community, none whatsoever.
No,
I mean, we're just saying
that would be an incredibly
with the sneezing oriented with the.
That would be an awkward situation, and plus, just like navigation wise, aiming that thing once you've switched one way or the other. I mean, if you're a lady, I guess if you're sitting down and you sneezed and then became a man, it wouldn't be that bad. But as a man turning into a woman midstream on a urinal,
the mess. A mess.
Yeah, you're pissing down your leg.
Yeah, not ideal.
No,
not ideal.
Certainly not.
Brother.
Mate, tell me, hit me with it.
Last one.
All right.
Best one, brother.
Sweet.
Are you ready, good sir?
Born ready.
Brother, would you rather save a child's life and have everyone think you tried to kill him, or let the child die and be remembered as a hero who tried to save him?
That's a terrible one. This is
a dark take.
This is the kind of hypothetical that makes me hate hypotheticals.
I'm sorry, brother.
I would save the child.
This is a good discussionary question.
I would save the child. Selfishly, I know that I would probably want. I'm
on the same page.
I could never. I would save the child. I could never not say, like, in that situation. I will always do the right thing in that kind of a situation and just take on it. But I will be very, 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 I would be miserable about the fact that everyone thought that I tried to kill that child. That would truly upset me, and that would be my first argument with God in heaven. I'd be like, why did you make this happen to me?
I feel like the main takeaway from that is the truth in your heart is the most valuable truth.
Absolutely,
because that's what gives you the sanity to sleep at night and build confidence in yourself and your word.
You can't derive that from other people. It's the same thing when we were talking about being yourself. You know, being being comfortable with who you are. If you are not comfortable with, if you can't accept, like, I know I did the right thing despite what everyone thinks, then why you can't look at yourself in the mirror.
I know I can't. Brother, wow. What a fantastic series of Would You Rathers. And what a damn good night.
Yeah.
Brother, how you
feeling?
Time.
Feeling loose, feeling great. Had a brilliant time. I'm ready to, attack the day tomorrow.
we had a brilliant night.
We did.
And ladies and gents, we hope you had a brilliant night as well. Because you know what? You deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You absolutely do.
Yeah.
You absolutely do. You.
Even you.
We love you.
You who's like scraping lint out of your belly button. And you who's like, brushing your teeth in your underwear after a long night at the bars on a Wednesday night.
Love to see it.
Everyone, every single one of you, and even those Nazi sympathizers out there, even you deserve a night. No, I'm just kidding. Not you. This isn't for you. This is for everyone but you.
This is for anyone and everyone who needs a little bit of good vibes in their life. And I'm confident and happy to say that Marcus can always do that.
Absolutely,
brother. It has been a pleasure. It has been an honor. And I hope you know you're always welcome back on the Hamm Planet Podcast.
I'll be happy to come back whenever you just call me up, Coach. I'm sitting in the bunker, or what is it? The dugout. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the trench. Dugout.
I was thinking warfare.
Yeah, warfare, trench, dugout, baseball, whatever you want to call it.
Same neck of the woods.
Absolutely.
Well, ladies and gents, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, make sure to share it with your best friend, your mom, dad, uncle, your sister, your wife, your husband,
your grandma your grandma that doesn't even speak the language. Anyway,
your grandma that doesn't even speak the language, and make sure you share it with good old Rick down the street. Because you know why? Everyone could use a little bit of good vibes in their life.
Of course, good vibes always.
As always,
GBA.
We love you. We appreciate you, and we say so long, toodaloo.